This is the Reporter on the Radio. Will Davis here, publisher and editor of the Monroe County Reporter, joined by my co-host Richard Dumas on our left. Don Daniel is out with an attitude. Nah, I'm just kidding. He's having his health fixed up, so he'll be good to go in a few weeks. But we're enjoying a special guest today, our Don of the day, you might say.
Oh no!
Are you the president of the Forsyth Monroe County Chamber of Commerce, Cheri Sparks?
Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, glad you're here on short notice too. A lot going on with the chamber right now. This is a big time of year, of course, the big Hometown Holidays Parade.
Absolutely.
And what is the theme this year for the Holidays Parade?
Songs of Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've had entries that have been Frosty the Snowman, we've had faith-based entries, and so it's going to be a lot of unique floats this year. We're really excited. So this is our 28th year of doing it.
28 years of the Hometown Holidays Parade. Well, it's always a fun night, and always I think surprises people how much how many entries Little Forsyth gets. And
absolutely.
And it's unique because it's a nighttime parade. You have lights and everything.
We do. And last year we had approximately 60 entries, and we're hoping to at least get back up to that again this year.
Good. What is the deadline?
The deadline to apply is November 27th. Because our first safety meeting is going to be on November 28th.
Okay, well this will air on Sunday on Magic 100.
Good.
So they'll have until that week, so they can sign up and you don't have to. Are there any requirements other than attending the safety meeting? I mean, what if you just wanted to pull your business, have a float with some kids and trailers?
Absolutely.
Oh, come on, right?
The only requirements that we have is you cannot throw candy from your floats, and you cannot have a Santa anywhere on your floats, because we have a special guest that joins us every year at the end of the parade, and we don't want anybody getting confused. Right. They might be earlier.
There's only one Santa.
Exactly. There's only one Santa.
Don't want to steal his thunder.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you'll pay for that too.
Everybody else is a fake. So.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, no fake Santas, only the real Santa at the end of the parade. And how many years have you been organizing the parade as chamber president?
This will be my second year.
Okay. Well, it's an exciting night. And the sponsor this year?
It's Hamlin Hills.
Yes.
Yeah, so Lee has graciously pulled our Santa sleigh for the last several years. And this year he is going to sponsor the parade. So we're really excited about that. We also have a judge's sponsor, which is going to be Bellamy Strickland Chevrolet. And then we have a Jolly sponsor, which is Forsyth CableNet.
Oh, wow.
Terrific,
Yeah.
which is airing this. We'll air this broadcast as well next week. So that's exciting. And also, anything else about the parade?
Get your application in.
Oh, it's online on your website.
It is on the website. It's www.forsyth-monroechamber.com. If you go to events, it'll drop down and you'll see the Hometown Holidays Parade.
Is it still the only nighttime parade in Middle Georgia?
I don't know if we can actually claim that one anymore. I think we've had some that have caught on to the magic of our parade. Yeah. So we don't.
The best nighttime parade.
The best nighttime parade is a definite.
And the route will be the same?
It will be the same as it was last year. They'll start at Tiff College and come down Johnston Street to Jackson Street in front of the old City Hall, and then back down Main Street.
Good.
To in front of behind Tractor Supply.
And have you found judges yet? I know
the Forsyth Women's Club is always so gracious to send us some judges for that. And again, Dr. Jim Finch and Miss Carol Ann Evans will be our MCs.
They kind of do the Regis and Kathy thing.
They do. They do a wonderful job at it too. So we're always.
If you want to hear that, you have to sit near the pickled okra to hear that.
You do. And this year, again, Santa's going to stop in front of the judges, and he will light the Christmas tree with his magic.
Wow. And then stay for pictures.
Now, I believe that Forsyth Main Street is doing pictures on a different day.
A different day. Okay.
And she's going to do a more themed event with that, and so you'll have, I think, cookies. Don't quote me, Tammy, sorry.
Okay.
But cookies and pictures with Santa.
Good. Well, we'll have to get Tammy over here to tell us more about that. Now, if they forget the website, there's a handy place where they can find all the information about the chamber and anything about Monroe County in the new magazine.
The Welcome Home.
Yes, it came out last week in the paper. So if you don't have a copy that we have here, the Reporter, the chamber's got some. They're going to get more. and it was a new and different look this year. So.
But it was fabulous.
Yeah, I think
It really was. We've had so many compliments on it already.
It came out really well. Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Now that there's been a little talk in the paper about the chamber building and what's going on there, and you probably can't say anything about that, do you?
No, I don't really have anything to say right now.
But for now, you're there.
We are there.
If you want to find the chamber, they're at the old Bank of America.
10 West Chamber Street.
Okay. Had a lot of ribbon cuttings lately. I think you had one Thursday.
We
past
did.
Thursday.
We did. And then we had one this morning too. So we've got a lot of new business. We have traditional businesses that are coming in, and we have the younger generation that is coming up with their entrepreneurial skills.
Yeah.
And so it's exciting to see the growth in Monroe County, especially around the square. We're getting some retail, and so that's always exciting because we love to see our little community thrive.
We do. We hear a lot of different things. I hear some things coming next door to us here at the Reporter. I hear, the Jonas is doing some consolidating with the Amble Room. They're going to be selling their building. So
that's what I've heard too. We're getting an Italian restaurant.
Yes, right there at the old used to be the Prime Palette, and they've really done a lot of work on that building.
That's really good.
And so a lot going on in Forsyth and Monroe County. We're not going to keep you for the whole time, but we wanted to kick it off and really promote the parade because it's such a big crowd that comes downtown.
We do have a lot.
Any other chamber activities coming up that you want to mention? Business After Hours
We do have Business After Hours the end of this month, November the 30th. And it is at River Place, which is on Johnstonville Road.
Yeah, we did one there a few weeks.
We did a ribbon cutting there.
Cutting, okay.
Yes, we did earlier in the year. We did their ribbon cutting, and now they're going to have a Business After Hours, so they're going to get to show the community all about it.
Beautiful facility up there.
It really is.
That'll be the week after Thanksgiving, Thursday.
The Thursday after Thanksgiving.
Exactly a week. And so, any other events that?
Eggs and Issues. The first Wednesday in December, it's our pre-legislative update.
Okay.
So we'll have Senator Kennedy and Representative Robert Dickey, who will tell us about what is going to be going on when they get back in session.
Good.
What their goals
Hide your
are.
children in your wallets. The legislature is coming to town.
There you go.
All right. Well, Cheri Sparks has been our guest. Thanks for joining us on short notice.
Thank you.
Richard and I will wrap things up. We talk about what's going on in the paper. We won't make you suffer through that. So.
It's okay. Thank you
Thanks
so
for
very
joining
much.
us.
Thanks for coming, sir.
Well, Richard, through the magic of editing, hopefully we pick up where we left off talking to Cheri about the parade. And boy, it's hard to believe this year is coming to a close.
Yeah,
it's already
less than 2 months until the legislature cranks back.
It's already
saying.
mid-November and almost December, and time for the holidays. So, kind of a warm time of hearth and home here in small town USA, here in Forsyth, Georgia. And one thing, nothing says Forsyth, Georgia like playoff games in November. And we have one this past Friday. We're gonna go on a limb and say that the Mary Persons Bulldogs are still in the playoffs as we record this.
I think you're going to. Yeah, sure.
Well, you projected, I think, a 20. What did you project?
I think I thought it would be close.
Yeah, you got a close score.
Playing Baldwin this
20-16 was your
Baldwin
prediction.
this Friday night, and if Mary Persons won, we may play at home again the following Friday, which will be the day after Thanksgiving. So maybe we get a good holiday crowd in town.
That'll be decided by a coin flip. We are expecting if Mary Persons can beat Baldwin. You say we're going to win this game. What is Baldwin like? I mean, what do we know about the Baldwin Braves?
They're always athletic. They always have a lot of talent. They haven't always been as organized as maybe Mary Persons is as far as running the scheme and everything. But Coach Jesse Hicks is back now for his second time there, and they had the most success they really ever had in school history during his first tenure. Mm-hmm. So he could be he got Central with back-to-back winning seasons before he went back to Baldwin. So
if you can win at Central, you can win anywhere.
So this is his son's the quarterback, and this is his senior year. So he went back to coach at Baldwin again, and they should have a pretty good chance of pulling the upset. But
should be a good one. Should be a good one at the Pit Friday night. This past Friday night, and if they did win, the odds are they would play Ridgeland, who is a team.
What are the odds we'd play them twice in 5 years?
Yeah,
a team from the corner of the state.
From the Chattanooga area of Georgia, which is not in Georgia, but...
it's literally right across the street from Chickamauga, the entrance to Chickamauga Battlefield.
Yes. Great, beautiful area of the state, but a long drive. If the Mary Persons Bulldogs lose the coin flip, it'll come down to that
Yeah,
coveted coin flip.
That's probably a pretty stadium to play at if it wasn't nighttime after the times changed. You can't see anything.
Can't see anything, yeah.
You're right there in the set in the mountains. It's pretty neat. But
Well, we might have to, I might, since we're missing the, that's the day after Thanksgiving, correct?
that's correct.
Okay, so we'll see. Just stay tuned to the reporter. We'll let you know what's going on.
Last time we played Ridgeland, it was 45-14 Ridgeland in the quarters back in 2012. But they had a guy that's now in the NFL, Von Bell, playing for them.
Yeah,
so
makes you feel a little better about it.
a little bit. I didn't think he was their best player though when we played them, so they might have a lot of players.
It was close the first half.
It wasn't that close.
It wasn't.
We got whipped pretty good.
Okay. It seemed like the bottom fell out the second half.
No, we got beat pretty bad.
All right. Well, that's the news on football, which is always big around here. Also, in this week's front page, some stats. Well, while we're talking about football, we've got a feature on a Mary Persons player that's kind of had a neat little career. Who is that, Richard?
It's the kicker, Alex Rivera. He's in his third year as the main kicker, and he's made 15 career field goals now after never playing football growing up. He's a soccer player, and football's kind of a hobby, and now he may end up getting a scholarship playing football, so it's pretty cool.
We think he's the most prolific kicker, but there's not a whole lot of stats to go by.
Yeah, he may not be, but he's definitely the most. I don't think we've ever had a kicker make two 54-yard field goals in their career.
No.
He's done that, so
I think
just this season alone. So
until Brian Nelson got here, I think they pretty much threw out whoever wanted to tow it the longest. And
yeah.
now,
if you go back through the record books, Coach Pitts has some decent kickers.
Did he?
He may have placed a little bit of emphasis on that, but I doubt we lined up for as many field goals then as we do now.
it was amazing that we tried 4 of them Friday night, which I don't know if
Our rec director, Keith Edge, might have something to say. I think he was the kicker.
Oh,
back in the
gosh.
70s. He was a pretty good one. He may want to
He'll
compare his
probably
career.
bring a highlight reel over
He
for us to look
might. I
at.
think he's got something.
The same one he sent to Coach Shug Jordan at Auburn to try to get on walk on.
That may be true.
War Eagle Keith Edge. But yeah, Rivera. It was a neat story. I enjoyed interviewing. Nice young man, and he's carved out a niche for himself and become quite a. And Coach Nelson has been willing to use soccer players, which something previous coaches did not necessarily do.
They couldn't until Coach Chapins. We didn't have a soccer program
Yeah.
in Pitts' day.
Well, but Rodney Walker had a soccer program, but he just chose not to tap it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, he
Well, we
just.
had a lineman the first year I covered him, but I don't know. Not sure what he was doing before that. Although that guy wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
He was good at making the extra points anyway.
Elder.
Elder. Yeah.
Well, maybe Alex will get a chance to kick a game winner before the playoffs are up. It's do or die. We're now down to the Sweet 16. Is that the?
It'll be 8 by the time this airs.
And if Mary Persons beat Baldwin, as we hope Friday night, they'll be in the Elite Eight for the second year in a row. So, some sad news. A utility worker was killed on I-75. That's on the front page of this week's paper. And Richard, how many fatalities? It seems like we've had a lot of fatalities
Well,
this
we
year.
have. That's 8.
8
for the year. I think we may have been double digits last year, so it's been a rough couple of years.
Yeah, maybe safer this year than the previous year. Then, but
so far,
we still have
6 weeks left. The holiday season.
Yeah. Isn't that sad that you can almost say that we'll probably have another one? We've had 8 in 11 months, and we're about to have the busiest traffic, or 10.
Well, we were talking about off air earlier. December 2nd will be an annual year since Jim Ham, our commissioner, passed away.
That's right. He was one of the. You said there was 15 last year.
It was double figures. I think it was 12 or 13.
Yeah.
But he was a late year accident, and they're now naming a portion of Highway 41 South for him. It'll be exactly a year after his death when they have the ceremony on December 2nd.
There'll be a public ceremony if you want to attend. I know the Ham family will be there, and hard to believe he's been gone for a year. Such a large personality in Monroe County's life and government, and of course it was talking about football. It was the eve of the big playoff game at Cartersville. Everybody in town was getting ready to leave for Cartersville, and
Same day.
word spread around quickly that Jim Ham had passed away in a wreck, and it was just an unbelievable event that we'll never forget. Also, we had good coverage in this week's paper about Veterans Day. Speaking of men who have sacrificed and given to Monroe County and our country, check out all the coverage in this week's edition about Veterans Day.
45th birthday for the Monroe County Reporter.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. November of 1972. Richard was just a wee lad at the time when
really?
you were a gleam in your father's eye. And Don Daniel.
My parents even were dating at that point in time.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Don Daniel had a gleam in his eye, and it was to have a total newspaper for Monroe County. And there's a really good article Richard did, and we kind of resuscitated it from 5 years ago.
We did some late editing.
Did it make it?
Yeah, no, it made it.
Okay.
I had to do a couple editing that we didn't do well enough.
Okay. I had added some things, but I don't think they were in the version that was in the.
Oh,
I added some,
you added some things
about the awards.
I never did see those.
Yeah, apparently Brandon picked up a different copy.
Really
But anyway, 45 years. This newspaper has been covering this community like a hand in a glove. Is that a good analogy?
Sure.
Like Dixie, like Dew covers Dixie as the Atlanta Constitution.
Like sitting on a ham sandwich.
That's right.
Don Daniel.
That's his most famous saying.
I don't think he means it quite like that.
But anyway, happy birthday to us. we almost broke our arm patting ourselves on the back, but
right.
hey, it's been a great ride, and I've owned it for the last 10 years, and I'm just so thankful.
Probably one of the longest continuously owned businesses and locally operated businesses in Monroe County.
Yeah, that's true. Probably, I don't know how Don had it for 10 years. I don't know if he even stayed that long before he flew the coop. But
I think he was there 12 or
12,
something.
okay. That allowed
84, 83, 84 when
we
we
sold
left
for the training
for
center.
the training center.
Well, there's no other business like it, and it's thanks to people like y'all that listen and read and watch our efforts to tell you what's happening in the community. And speaking of that, other things that are happening, Richard, I guess we got a chance to talk last week about the election results, but do we now have an official school board and county commission member now? They've been added? Are they taking the oath?
The county commission member has not. He will do it prior to this coming Tuesday's meeting.
Okay. So hey,
another early morning.
if you're watching this and you say, you know what, I want to get more involved in my government, and you want to see something interesting, you can go see Georgie Mommy, our new county commissioner, take the oath of office at 9 a.m. Tuesday in the county administration building.
I would come by 8:55.
Yeah, get there in time, because it'll be the first thing they'll do is get him sworn in so that he can vote.
That's right.
He'll get his voting card.
And I believe the school board member, Miss Dr. Priscilla Doster, was already sworn in because I think she participated in the meeting.
They had a day-long meeting last Tuesday, so Diane Glidewell, our ace school board reporter, was there, and check out next week's paper where you'll get all the details of what the school system is talking about, plans they have, changes coming up, including some changes in scheduling that will be of interest if you have a high school or any kind of student in the school system. Of our 4,000 students in Monroe County schools, you'll want to know more about that.
And then just approved the ELOST as well in this most recent election.
That's right.
So you can find out what they plan to do with that money.
Where your money's going to go. Some sad news to me, but it's an opportunity for someone. Aikens Outdoor Power is closing. You know where Aikens is, Richard?
I do, near us.
If you know where Pizza Hut is, they're right next door to Pizza Hut. And they've been working on
2 blocks from our office.
Yeah, not far at all. And people have been working on small engines there. They've worked on mine for years, and it's now coming to a close. They're going to wind it down at the end of the year. And Richard, it just got me thinking. There's a great opportunity for someone that can work on small engines, because there are not many choices in Monroe County right now. If you wanted to get your lawnmower or your chainsaw or your weed eater fixed,
if I knew how to work on small engines, I'd be glad to start that business.
Yeah.
But I don't know, so we'll have to ask somebody else to do that. But
well, there is one on 83.
oh, really?
And they've actually advertised in this paper that they also have a U-Haul, the place that has a U-Haul dealership as well.
Okay.
So we shouldn't neglect that. But this is a great opportunity for someone who wants to go into that line of work. Also, a new business in town, Farmers Insurance. If any of you folks are familiar with, let's see.
The Mays family.
Yeah, the Mays family, well-known family here. She is Megan Mays. She has her own insurance agency down there where Pit Stop is, behind the big chick. So check that out in this week's paper. Also, I don't know if we've made this point on the radio and television yet, But I'll hold it up. See this right here? If you subscribe to this newspaper for just $35 a year,
You can get that T-shirt.
we are offering one time only until as long as supplies last, and this deal is no longer going to be offered when these run out. We've got a T-shirt, Make Mary Persons Great Again T-shirt, Coach Brian Nelson's picture, and then we also have our beautiful reporter Yeti style mugs. I think we're out of the Mary Persons mugs,
Those are good ones.
but
We
anyway,
still have the reporter.
I think the reporter ones are better made. They're made by a local guy
Oh, okay.
Trump Beasy.
Who really would want that T-shirt?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he almost looks like Donald Trump in that photo. So, great opportunity for you. Hey, and like the front page, I don't know if you noticed the little change on the front page, but it's always been, we're still just $1 in the stores, but 67 cents if you get it delivered to your home every week. So there's a
much better deal.
Absolutely. Other news, Richard, in this week's newspaper, the concrete plant that was slated for Johnstonville Road, it's not going to happen.
It is not going to happen, and it doesn't sound like we have another alternative location in our county for it. They really wanted to do it at that spot because of being flat ground and located near the interstate, and it was already owned by USC Timber Holdings LLC, who was going to work in conjunction with the concrete plant company, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen here. So they may find another place closer to Atlanta to have it. But
they just can't bring 50 jobs to Monroe County. So if you got property and you want a concrete plant on it, call this gentleman, Stephen Cummings, and he is he was
American Structural Concrete.
You had some very interesting quotes from him, Richard. What was he saying after this vote?
He wasn't happy about how he was treated at the zoning meeting. He said he got ushered out and didn't get any answers, and that was probably accurate. I would say that they didn't give him a good reason why. The only reason was that the people didn't want it around him, and they didn't really give a good legal reason.
He was basically treated like a pariah.
Yeah, you could probably say that. Now, the commissioners gave him a little bit more reason. I don't know if their reasons were any good, but they gave him a few more reasons. Yeah. They were real worried about the traffic on Johnstonville Road and how the road might be damaged by big trucks and how they could be harmful to other citizens driving on the road. Maybe not enough room, the road isn't wide enough, that kind of thing. But and of course, the dirt and noise concerns for people who live nearby. But
I'll say it again. There's a lot of people around here who are all in favor of jobs and growth in theory, but when it comes to actual practice, when the time comes to actually approve and welcome a new business with jobs, not so much.
No, not if it's near them.
But you know what? You're good. I think the people want this perfect utopia, and it just doesn't exist. Because that utopia of perfect peace and quietness, also the other sound you hear is nobody working, and so the sound of people not working equals broke people, and broke people equals a broke community. So we need jobs, and
well, you hear it from the people who live here say that most of them already have their own established businesses, and they don't.
Interesting story Diane Gladwell had on Jim Barber. He's a local professional photographer, and he happened to take the excellent photograph on the cover of this year's Rock and Roll magazine that we talked about earlier. It was two families featured on this year's magazine who brought a new business. Speaking of new business, now this is one business that did not get as much pushback. It was in the city, and it doesn't make concrete. So Fitco Jim right here in town, Daniel Stickler and Stacy Bryant, and their families are the co-owners. So Jim Barber did an excellent job, and we wanted to thank him and profile him for his excellent cover shot. So check out what Diane Gladwell had to say, what she learned about Jim Barber. In other news, Richard, yet another Monroe County ambulance is out of service.
Yeah, that seems to be a recurring theme.
What happened?
Well, this time a Mary Persons student was pulling out of the school there on Montpelier Road and apparently plowed right into the ambulance. The ambulance was headed right back to headquarters, I guess.
No, it's headed to the hospital.
Oh, okay, that's right. They had somebody transporting it. Anyway, they're leaving from headquarters then. Anyway,
right.
It's right down the street from the high school. And the door of the vehicle got stuck in the front grill of the ambulance, so it's kind of a Could have been worse. Nobody was really hurt, so that was good.
You might be able to see this photograph, but a pretty incredible picture Richard took of the young lady's rear door, stuck in the grill of the ambulance. So let's just say that she probably won't be pulling out in front of any more ambulances anytime soon.
No, it's probably a learning experience for the teenager.
Let's see. Let's go to sports. And Richard, we talked about the football dogs, but we have not yet discussed the girls who cheer for those football dogs, the cheer dogs. And at least the competition cheerleaders.
5th place in the state.
Wow.
The best ever finished for Mary Persons. They've never been higher than 7th before. And they won their first region title at least since 2005. We think that's the only documented one.
A great accomplishment for Kyle Ward.
You could probably say it's the greatest Mary Persons cheerleading team ever.
And well-deserved honor for them. And
one of those seniors, Kaylee Riles, is going to be on the student advisor for the GHSA also. So.
Yeah, it may not hurt that the former cheerleading coach of Mary Persons, Penny Pitts, is now working for the GHSA. So
no, that may not hurt.
She's probably making sure that Mary Persons is represented. Penny Pitts is a loyal bulldog through and through. Her father, of course, was Coach Dan Pitts, legendary football coach here, who's still goes to practice at ball games and still loves the Bulldogs as well.
He does.
He is
the biggest fan.
A neat gentleman. I'm glad I get to talk to him. We talked about the Baldwin game coming up. We have
sign-ups for basketball.
Oh, yes. Mention that, Richard.
Rec basketball. You've got until till tomorrow to sign up, but I'm sure they'll probably take on some extra people.
Oh, always, yeah. Late sign-ups for rec. If your kid wants to play basketball, or what are the other winter sports out there? Cheerleaders.
Cheerleading. Yeah, that's it for the winter, yeah.
So, hey, get your kids active, get your kids off the couch, get them away from the video games, and play some organized sports, and also be part of your community.
I think games will start beginning of January. Usually they practice through December.
So you won't miss anything if you sign up a little late. Some good news for our local attorney, Ben Vaughn, appointed to the Georgia Public Defender Council. So he's the son of James Vaughn and the county attorney, actually, now.
One more person will let me go in the hallway when they meet.
Yes, that's right.
They meet in closed session.
Richard, I'm looking at the rest of the paper, and one more story. We're almost out of time. But we talked about this before in here. The city is still not wanting to approve the Rose Theater to fix their walls. Their walls are crumbling in, and they have the repair that they want to do would not be very aesthetically pleasing. And so we've got a kind of a conundrum. But I want to give an update to this story because I understand, I was told by a reliable source that someone in this community has come forward because they saw the article in the newspaper.
Oh, really?
And they may have a solution.
Well, good.
So that is good news indeed. So stay tuned for what
will come up again in January from what I was reading.
Yes, it will. So maybe by then they'll have a solution that makes the city happy and also makes the Rose Theater whole.
Let's hope that wall stays up until then.
Yeah.
It's not an impending problem.
Well, when we were watching that fire, the Great Fire of 2012. 2012 was a happening year, wasn't it? A lot going on.
Yeah.
2012, it's also year we played Richland. But that was back
so
in...
two things happened at least.
Wait, I don't know. What was it? Was it March?
Yes.
Yes. March of 2012, Grits Cafe burned down.
19th, I believe.
Yeah, it was a Monday. I know that.
It was our reporter Diane's birthday.
We were put in the paper to bed, and all of a sudden,
so close to going home.
Heard on the scanner, we've got smoke coming out of Grits Cafe. Well, they're closed on Monday. That can't be anything. It turned out the whole block was soon on fire, and what a day that was. But
City Fire Department did a great job of preserving the theater.
They
could
did.
have burned at that time, and
they saved those walls that we're talking about now. So. I guess it's no surprise that the walls would have a little issue after the blaze.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
I don't think it does, actually. Yeah. But anyway, that's all the time we have for this week. Thanks for tuning in to The Reporter on the air. We're on the radio on Magic 100, on television on Forsyth Cable.